So, today we're going to dive into a really powerful framework for personal growth. Think of it as a daily practice designed to sharpen your self-awareness and, help you build a more successful, more well-rounded life.
But first, let me ask you something. Are you actively making an impact on the world? Or are you maybe just coasting? It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of whether we're truly engaged with our own lives and the people around us.
And look, that leads to an even tougher question, doesn't it? Are you genuinely living up to your full potential? It's a heavy one for sure, but dodging these kinds of questions means we're missing out on a huge opportunity for growth.
Okay, so how do we actually move from just coasting along to actively building a better version of ourselves? Well, the source material we're looking at today offers a solution, a structured way to approach self-reflection that it calls the Trinity of Self.
Here's the core idea, right? It's a daily practice, and it's focused on 3 specific areas of your own self-awareness. And this isn't just about thinking deep thoughts for the sake of it. It's about becoming a more effective and successful person by intentionally working on these 3 parts every single day.
The best way to picture this is to think of a pyramid. Each of the 3 components we're about to talk about forms one of its sides. When you strengthen each one, you build this sharp, sturdy pinnacle, a really focused and resilient version of yourself.
All right, let's break it down. What are these 3 pillars, and how can you start strengthening them, like today?
Okay, so pillar number 1 is all about emotions. We all have them, obviously, but mastering them, that is a total game changer. I mean, think about it. Your emotional state directly impacts how you interact with the world, and, just as important, how the world interacts right back at you.
And this quote, man, it just nails it. It's not just about what you say or do. The emotions you're putting out there are constantly planting seeds that end up defining your relationships and shaping how people see you.
See, this is where balance becomes absolutely crucial. If you're constantly projecting sorrow, you might be seen as weak. If you're always angry, yeah, people might fear you, but they're not going to respect or love you. The real goal is to find that sweet spot where you can use your emotions intentionally and effectively.
So how do you actually do that? Well, the advice is simple, but it is powerful. First, listen more than you speak. It just makes you more approachable. Second, find healthy, productive ways to let out that anger. And third, in those really stressful moments, just try to speak less and breathe more. It's amazing how much these little shifts can help. All right, let's move on to the second pillar and see how this all connects. Spirituality. Now hold on, this isn't necessarily about religion, it's about your inner moral compass. Your core values, the principles that really guide what you do.
So, strengthening this pillar really just means consciously following that moral compass. It's about doing good things just because they're good, not because you're going to get recognized for it. This is what builds a really strong sense of integrity and self-trust, and it helps you know when you've strayed from your path and how to find your way back.
And that brings us to our third and final pillar holding up that pyramid, intellect. This one is all about your commitment to just continuous learning and understanding the world around you.
I love this quote. It totally reframes learning, right? It's not a chore. It's actually the most efficient tool you have for solving problems. When you really commit to being a serial learner, you're just equipping yourself with the knowledge to handle life's challenges way more effectively.
So what does this look like in real life? It's pretty straightforward. It means actively researching facts instead of just accepting ignorance. It means paying attention to the patterns around you so you can make better decisions. And probably one of the most powerful habits you can build, always be reading a book.
So we've got the 3 pillars: emotions, spirituality, and intellect. But the big question is, how do we turn all this into a real, sustainable habit that actually sticks?
And this is the best part. This doesn't require hours of meditation or studying every day. The recommendation is just 10 minutes. A minimum of 10 minutes a day to consciously check in on these 3 core areas. That's it.
I know what you're thinking, just 10 minutes? But the real magic here is in the consistency. That small daily commitment, it compounds over time, and it leads to some really profound results. I mean, the author of this framework has been doing it for over 30 years. That's proof that it's both sustainable and incredibly valuable. So at the end of the day, you've got the blueprint. The keys to unlocking a more self-aware, more successful version of yourself are literally right here. But just knowing this isn't enough. The initiative, well, that has to come from you.
So you have the framework. You have the keys to build that pyramid of self. The only question left is, what are you going to build with them?